Hey guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? Hey, Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot? And we're looking at Mark Vines on this side. And what I want to point out today is the need to be able to take the ball on the rise and not give up court position, right? So there's a couple of shots in this point where Mark doesn't back up, right? He's on the baseline, maybe a few inches behind it. And this is not really on the rise, but ball's landing about halfway between the baseline and service line. And one thing I'm going to point out here is I just noticed that, look, contact point, head is where? Head is right there at contact. And it's not moving off of that, as certainly not moving off of that before contact, and starts to move off of there really when the follow through is just about done, right? So just something to note. But what I want you to do, here's a shank mishitter, I think. Maybe not, but I don't think it was a total linear drive. But anyway, ball gets up. Mark doesn't back up, right? He maintains court position, doesn't want to back up, and worst case back up a few feet behind the baseline and then drive it with some pace, and now he's robbed himself of time. So instead, he just maintains court position and goes ahead and just times on the rise forehand. Again, where's that head position at contact? It's right there at contact, and finishes with confidence. And this is the thing, when you take the ball on the rise, you've got to commit to finishing the swing and not kind of, oh boy, I hope I get through it. You got to really finish all the way through. And then the next ball right here is, and look, whether he shot intentionally was to create this kind of a sharp angle, I don't know. He's so good, maybe it was, but maybe sometimes, I think for me, I feel like on the rise, I'm pretty much looking for the middle of the court. If I'm late, it's going to go up the line. I'll be okay. If I'm early, it's going cross court unintentionally. And maybe this is what happens here. But Mark can now take advantage of that, even though let's call it an unintentional sharper angle. He can take advantage of that court position wise because he didn't back up, right? So the same thing happens here on this backhand. Eric plays a really tough deep backhand, but Mark doesn't give up court position, right? And this is the definition of depth right here. And yet Mark is allowing the ball to get into the string bed, head is where, just like in the forehand. I mean, this is how it's done, boys and girls, right here. And then there's a finish, right? So you've got to feel that you're going to be fully committed, that once you get down here to the ball, that you're not going to flick the racket head around up and off the ball with the wrist. You're going to let that ball compress against the string bed and then extend out towards that target. And there you have it. So those are two samples. Well, sorry, here's a third example right here of Mark deciding to take time away. And there you go. There you go. And yeah. So on the rise, forehands and backhands require a couple things. Obviously, if it's on the rise, you're not giving up court position. That's really good. But you've got to commit to the swing. And you just can't kind of hack down on it. I mean, the thing that you don't want to do on this, and I see this more on the backhand. Let me take this back to the backhand. Is that I see too often where rather than doing what Mark does here, which is flatten the racket string bed against the ball, is there's too often this position here, and now it becomes a slice, right? You sort of end up kind of going high to low, down on the ball and creating that kind of spin rather than presenting this ball with a backboard. This is what I call a temporary backboard, and so it's a flatter shot. And you can borrow the pace from your opponent, and there you have it. All right, guys, look, I'm going to play this. I'll play it in real time for you one more time, and then I'm going to give you a slow-mo version as well. So, look, any questions, any comments, let me know down below in the comments area. Love to read and respond. Want to keep the conversation private, we can do that. Just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. And as always, time to get out there, help someone else. Have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time. Hey guys, I highly recommend Mark's senior tennis camps over at Set Camps. Best way to get in touch with him, get more information, mevtennis@hotmail.com. Really hope today's episode was helpful for you. If so, please click that like button on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell as well, so you are always alerted every time I go live and or upload new content. And yeah, if you've not picked up my course yet, 20-minute private video on the 4 parts between points routine, you got to get on this thing. It's a huge difference maker in your game. 80% of the time when we're playing a match, guess what? We're not playing points. That time is spent between points and on side changes, and when you manage that time really well, you tend to consistently play the other 20% of the match, which is, during the points. You tend to play at the very top of your skill level, point after point after point. Go on over to WebTennis.com, drop in a first name, email address, and you'll get immediate access to that private, free video on my very specific 4 parts between points routine.